Hey everyone, Toy Smuggler here for the Solo movie review. I guess here we are. I just got done watching the movie the other day and almost didn't go see it, and I'm hearing that there's a lot of crap going on about this movie, and then I've been hearing it for months, and really it all started 4 to 6 months ago with all the negative press. That's all. Unfortunately, Star Wars fans, I understand the negative press, but I think the negative press is getting handled badly. Then it's coming across the wrong way, and I don't think the right people are getting talked about. I think I hear a lot of people like, really bad-mouthing Lucasfilm. Well, guess what? He don't own it anymore. He sold it, okay? The owners here are Disney. And also, on the toy group, I have said some harsh things toward Hasbro, but the more and more I get to think about it is, at the end of the day, the owners of this product is Disney. They have the final say-so. So anything that's going wrong, they have the power to fix it. So anything that's on this product, where it's a movie that's come out or going to come out, or the toys that's coming out, bottom line, Disney's the ones making all these decisions, and they need to be the ones to be held responsible, and I think that's where we need to direct our opinions toward, and I think they need to be handled professionally. So, because at the end of the day, even like when I had the last episode was about the Millennium Falcon, and I was kind of been a little harsh with Hasbro. But here's the thing: if Disney pays them to make a new sculpt, and they say, well, here's the dimensions, here's the size, make a new mold, here's all we want, that's what they get paid to do. They're not going to sit there and argue with a multi-billion-dollar company giving them business. I didn't really think about that before I did that video, but since that video and this one, that has come across my mind. And then, like I said, the other thing is just a lot of bad rumors. Last week, before I went and saw the movie, this was about Wednesday or Thursday, had a good friend of mine, and we talk Motu and Star Wars all the time. We had a couple of discussions about going to this movie, and my buddy, long-term Star Wars fan, grew up with the movies just like I have. We're only a couple years difference in age. He was talking about, I'm not going to go see it. I may red box it, he said, but I am not going to see this film. And I was like, and he was telling me his opinion why, but most of the reasons he was talking about by not going is because of what they did with the other movies, Force Awakens and The Last Jedi, and all the bad rumors on what they was fixing to do with Solo. And then it was just rumors. So, and I'm one of these guys, when I hear rumors, I'm like, I don't put a whole lot of weight in them, even though I heard them. And, and it is really making me feel like I don't want to go see the movie too. So, so what I did, I said, what, I'm not going to let everyone else's opinion keep me from going to go see I've seen every Star Wars movie that's ever came out. So, what I tried to do, I spent from that Wednesday, Thursday, up until Sunday, clearing my head, making sure I got canon out, because I know a lot of the canon stuff's been thrown out of the way. And I was going to try to go into this movie and watch it with a clear conscience, clear mind, with no objectivity. I'm just going to let this movie see how it makes me feel. Simple as that. I was trying to, clean slate. So Disney, I went in there and watched this, with no hard feelings. I didn't put the memories of other movies. Nothing was on the table. So I just want to see this movie. So me and my wife, we went and watched it, and I have to say, folks, it's a pretty good movie. I don't have a whole. Every movie you can nitpick it to death if you want to, and I even after I watched the movie, I've been trying to not watch stuff on YouTube about all these people just dogging the movie. And so I went and I watched about 5 or 6 of them that night after I watched the movie. And I have to say, some of you fans are just being childish. I really do think on this. I'm not talking about the other movies. I'm talking about the Solo movie. I think you have just jumped on this train, this bandwagon of bad-mouthing Disney Star Wars movies that, if you don't go watch this movie, you just done it to yourself. I mean, because this movie, I did watch one interview of Ron Howard before I went into this film, and he was talking about. He said, I'm not trying to make a blockbuster or something. He said, I just want to go in and make a fun movie, an action-packed, thrill ride, fun movie. And you know what? That's what Solo was. I mean, and as far as the characters and stuff that happened in there, and everybody talking about, I had one YouTube channel was talking about how, Alden, he was not the Han Solo that I know. He wasn't supposed to be. Ladies and gentlemen, this was a movie to see what happened in Solo's past to get him on the path to become Han Solo. You don't wake up and be you. It takes years. I mean, I'm getting ready to be 46 years old. And the person I am today is not the same person I was 10 years ago or 20 years ago. As a personality, as an artist, I mean, 10 years ago, it took me 40, 50 hours to do a certain style piece of artwork painting. I can do the same quality in 6 to 8 hours. So 6 to 8. So a tenth of the time. So, but that didn't happen overnight. It took years of being around certain people, getting information and training to become the person I am today. And that goes for you, me, anybody. So to think that Alden was supposed to come out there and be a perfect version of what we saw Han Solo was in A New Hope, that would just been incorrect. And I think Ron Howard did a good job showing how the girl Kira, everybody said they didn't like her. Well, I didn't like her either, but guess what? I don't think we're supposed to like her. I think she did her job on being, young and in love, and then soon as when things didn't go, her plan didn't go her way, her character, survived and took a dark path just to survive. That's what she had her mind on. And that, her hurting Han Solo and choosing a lifestyle over love affected Han Solo, in which really portrays how he looks and treats women in the future as A New Hope on how he treated Princess Leia. So it makes sense. So it really, and I think this is where, I hate to say it, Star Wars fans, I think a lot of you all are, as far as writing stories, writing a movie or any kind of storyline plot, whether it be TV or movie, I think you all are just a little ignorant. I really do, and I hate to say it like that, but I've been writing movies now for nearly 10 years. I've been studying under 2 film directors on this process, on how you have to look at things, and I have to say, you all are not looking at this from a writer's point of view. I think that they done correct on the film. Now, on the deal where Han and Chewie met, deep down in my head, I know that in the comics they had where Chewbacca was supposed to be on one of those Rhodesian ships and stuff, and the boss characters, whatever they are, and anyway, they were holding the Wookiees captive, and that's how Han Solo saved him and all that. And I can't remember all the details, but I know they're not using a lot of the canon. So, but I have to say, but the way they had Han and Chewie meet in this movie was fine. I think it was written well. I think it was done well. And there's a few comments on people talking about how Han knew Wookiee. But if he hadn't done that, language is either a barrier or a connection. And if you go up to a group of people and you can't speak their language, well, guess what? You're not going to connect with them. And I can tell you this right now. I live in Dalton, Georgia. Huge Hispanic, development right here in this town. And guess what? I don't speak a lot of Spanish. So guess what? So what friends I have that are Latino speak good English. The ones who don't, we don't have that good relation. We don't talk. There's no connection there. And then the reason you can have connection is communication. So I think it's very smart, him being Han Solo growing up in that poor element on the back alleys of that Corellia, where he could have picked up different languages, was just a smart move on him speaking that, because it saved his life. Chewie seen that as connection. Hey, if he knows my language, that means he had to get to know and befriend some of them. So it made perfect sense. So anybody that's knocking that or thought it was silly, hey, it was a little funny. But it was necessary, and after they done that, Han didn't do it no more than he didn't go back and kept doing the same thing over and made it silly. So, handled correctly. So, I had zero problem with it. I think that really cemented their relationship right off the bat. And, okay, as far as the robot, the L3 on that, I did think they did overdo that with the droid power thing. I think they pushed it if they would have cut that back just a little bit, I think it'd have been fine. So, but honestly, they used it. They made a distraction out of it. They killed the robot off, so you did get a little sad. Oh, well, don't have to hear her damn mouth no more. So, no big deal. I didn't care. I didn't care. So, it wasn't that big of a, I'm not going to make a big deal out of it. So, because, they had a purpose. They pushed it real hard. They killed her off. And setting all that up, one of the bad rumors that's keeping my friend from going to watch the movie was everybody's talking about how Lando's bisexual and he's has sex with robots and everything. And wow, what a totally misrepresentation was that on this film. I watched it and I really paid it, because when I seen it coming, I really paid attention to it, and they had it completely, totally backwards. The whole sense of this thing is, technically, the robot, which they kind of use how the personality, R2 and 3PO had a humanistic personality. And she had feelings for Lando, but she was making it out that he had feelings for her. So that part was kind of funny, but it was totally backwards from what you all were talking about. I agree. Lando had feelings for his robot, just like Luke Skywalker had feelings with. If R2 got blew up right there in front of Luke Skywalker would fall to his knees, lay on R2, and cry his eyeballs out. Anybody in Star Wars fandom who don't believe that, you don't know Star Wars. You just need to give it up because you're clueless. Because Luke Skywalker loves R2 and 3PO. I mean, that's especially R2. So, if you don't think that the way Lando reacted to his robot, just like Luke would to his, you totally don't get the emotional story writing that people's done for these robots. So, all that rumors about Lando being gay and bisexual and robot sexual and all that was just a total rumor joke. And whoever got on that bandwagon to start on that, you should just get out of the picture. You're a joke. You're ruining a good product. You are the problem. You're not the solution. So just get. So, and then I think the other negative thing that I heard about the movie is the what's his name? Infamous Ness, the bad guy that was swooping around on the bike, trying to fool Beckett's and Solo's plans on robbing the train and everything. And everybody's like, well, they set us up to think we're supposed to know who this person is. And after she took the mask off and everything, it was a young kid. And everybody's like, well, who is this person? We don't know who she is and all. And this really is like, I'm like, okay, I kind of see what they're talking about. But the more I stopped and thought of it, because what I thought about sitting in the theater when I was watching that, and I hadn't heard anybody say this, so I could be accidentally the first one to mention this. I think that Infamous Ness, that young red-headed girl, is a young Mon Mothma. Because listen, all that little girl's talking about is getting that stuff, and so it could give a financial aid to starting the rebellion. And you fast forward another 10, 15 years to when, the rebels met to do the Death Star, that she could be right at the right age of Mon Mothma. So that's what I think. I think that's what they tried to do. Then maybe they didn't hint it enough. But I think if anyone kind of stops and look at her, look at Mon Mothma from A New Hope, I think there could be a connection there. And if that's cool. That's a great reference to the old movie. And maybe they just didn't push it enough. Maybe we needed just one more little detail to get that. But I come up with the idea, so surely I'm not going to be the only one that thinks this. So if anyone else is out there that kind of thinks that, please make a comment on this channel. And the bottom line, people, get off the negative bandwagon. I mean, trust me, I think there's plenty on the other movies negative to talk about. But don't be negative just because everyone else is being negative. I mean, I love Star Wars. And I think out of all the new movies come out, my two favorite movies are Rogue One and the Solo movie. The other two are on the bottom. Am I going to sit here and just bitch about it and then make the big stink over it and just make a dang fool of myself? No. And like I said, I did kind of resent this Solo movie, and I was worried about it. But I'm here to tell people, I went and watched it. It was a good little movie. I mean, I enjoyed it. It hit me emotionally at certain times, and I think Alden played a good young Solo who was trying to figure out who he is and who he is in this universe, and he kept screwing it up. And that's what you do when you're young. You have these gun-ho gumptions on who you want to be, and you step out there and you just make a damn fool of yourself. That's what Solo did for the whole movie, and it was great to watch. And the favorite thing I loved watching about this movie is watching them just destroy this Millennium Falcon. I think that I was like, yes, because I told everybody, I said, as long as they end this movie just showing you them ragging it out, I'll be happy, and I was. So I mean, that's really, I don't have a lot of negative things to say about it. I think if you have a lot of negative thoughts and you've not went and go watch this movie, I think you just need to clear your mind, get all that negativity out of you, and go watch this film. Give it a chance. They done a good job with it. Is it the greatest movie ever made? No. But guess what? It wasn't supposed to be. It wasn't meant to be. It's just supposed to be a good backstory. Oh, and one other thing, I think people made some negative comment on how he got the Solo last name. I think that was neat how they did it. And I didn't really know what was supposed to be correct, not correct, and I really didn't give a damn. I think the way they did it was creative and kind of funny. The story went on. Didn't hurt the story one bit. So anybody that has a problem with that is, once again, you're just looking for a problem. You're looking to gripe. You're looking, just quit it. You're annoying. Just get over it. So, I mean, you're being more the problem than fixing the problem. So, and if you keep on this bandwagon, Star Wars is going to get run on the ground, and it's going to be gone forever. So, think about how you look at this product. Think about how you talk about it. And I think y'all, if you really stop and think about what you're saying, you're doing more harm than good. And here's the bottom line, two things. Right. Well, Mark Hamill came up aboard, and I seen a little interview of him, and he talked about he hadn't seen the movie, but he did see the trailer, and he thought the trailer looked good. He said, looks like they might come up with a good movie. He said, Ron Howard would just make a good movie. So he wasn't worried about it. So, and then, above all, and this right here, I'm going to end on this note, is Alden. They had an interview with Alden, and he's talking about how nervous he got to meet Harrison Ford, and Harrison Ford kind of gave him a little bit of training on how to be a young Solo. And well, instantly he knows is coming behind him is Ron Howard and Harrison Ford. They surprised him right there in the interview. And Harrison Ford stood there, and he said he had watched the movie. He said, this young man done a great job in this movie. He thumbs up all the way. He was proud of how he portrayed that character. And Harrison Ford's known to not give a damn about the Han Solo role. So for him to say that he done it good, Harrison wouldn't have said it unless he meant it. Bottom line, no one's going to coerce Harrison into saying something that he don't believe. If he don't believe it, heck, he'll tell Disney, he'll give him two fingers up. I mean, this is Harrison Ford, people. So if he says it, he means it. So right there, fans, if Harrison Ford... Sorry. Shut the hell up. Alright. So that's it, fans. If Harrison Ford says it, that's it. So all you people who think that Alden didn't do a good job, the man, Harrison Ford, Han Solo himself, just made a fool out of you. Bottom line, go on YouTube, look for the video, watch it. Bottom line, it's done, over. So all your thoughts on how this young guy Alden did as a young Han Solo just got flushed down this way. So get over it.